Mills, this is your December 16, 2024 lesson. The swing has never looked better as far as I'm concerned. You're pounding on the fairway, and what are you, like a 6 to 8 handicap in there, something like that. That's really good for your age group, for our age group, and there's more good things with the swing than bad. Now, the two things. Well, first of all, the first thing that stands out is kind of taking it from the from the top and throwing the butt of the club closer to the ball fast, and you're really not on plane. But I don't want to get into details now, because even if you're on plane and your hands came down in here, it won't work because your body will be in the way. There's no room to get your hands through, and I'll explain that later. So I'm not worried about this. You can play with the shot. Obviously, you're hitting the ball really well. It's a little inconsistent, and all, and it could be easier. But I say play with it being too steep now, and correct the number one thing that's causing most of the inconsistency, and it's causing you you're just kind of throwing your hands at the ball. So, but again, no matter what you do, even if you work on the preferred change, this is going to take some time. Okay, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. So what seems to be easy, like essentially keep your butt against the back wall, is not that easy to implement. But it's your choice. You can either play with the swing you have now, where there's less growing pains. But if you change anything, and the caving into the left knee instead of poking it out is what I'd fix. But it's up to you. So let's look at the thing that's causing the most stress. So so you get it to a top position here. So here the lines we drawn here was the back wall is this red line. Okay, so you take it to the top, and even in the backswing, it comes away from the wall a bit. Okay, then as you come down, so this whole left hip assembly is out in the way of where the club handle needs to go, and then as you come down, see your butt comes way away from the back wall, and then see you're rotating. Okay, once you get here, now you're rotating around your left hip socket, and that right hip goes flying out here. See how that hip goes out here? So if that right hip goes out there, you come away further from the wall. Okay, so again, here, and then from here, you're trying to rotate that right hip, and then you lose your spine angle, have to throw the club at the ball. But it seems to be working. So if you want to stay at the 6 to 8 handicap, which is great, do. But you're introducing a lot of stuff. Now, the downside of that, as you get closer to the ball with your lower body, this purple line is the shaft at address, and then when you come down, because there's no room to get the handle turning the corner, you end up with the red line as the shaft. Okay, now so the bodies come away, that little arrow there, that purple arrow comes away, I don't know, that's like 6 inches. Okay, so sure enough, the handle, the butt of the club here, is about 6 inches from where you started. Now, if you didn't change this lie angle, you know, the shaft would be out here. You'd be swinging over the ball. So what you do is you know, that's like about, I don't know, what, 15%, 15 degrees, maybe, you know, 18 degrees, something like that. Now, good players, because the momentum of the driver, they may increase that lie angle by, I don't know, a degree or something in here because of all the momentum, but it's never 6 inches. And, you know, then you have to stand the club up on its toe and swing through. So, you know, that's a byproduct that's causing you some problems. Okay. Now, why do we? And what we pointed out is I believe that left knee is the one that's screwing the pooch. So watch that left knee as it goes out. So it starts there. Now, as it goes out, you can see your butt coming away from the back wall. So the further it goes, so it passes that red line, that vertical red line. The further it goes, the further it sees at the back wall, and it gets to there. That second line. Okay. So I'll just back and forth. So as that knee gets further, that left hip swings closer to the ball and gets in the way. See this? Okay. Then once you're there, instead of, you know, this would be bad enough if you just kept that, if you kept this hip socket right here and rotate around that would get that left cheek back. But what happens is you're rotating around this hip socket here, and for that, then what happens is that you know, you can see that you got a loop there, a belt loop. See the belt loop here? Watch that. Watch that come screaming towards the ball. See that? See the loop? I mean, it's out here miles away. In reality, that loop should be going parallel to your aim line. So it's compounded by the left knee, which drags both the right and left hip socket kind of in the way, and then you make it worse by rotating around the left hip socket instead of the right. Okay, so in reality, let's put this on pause. You're the one on the left here, Mills. So as he goes back, okay, gets loaded up here. Now see the, you know, just for future reference. I mean, this is a 7-iron, and the butt of the club is just about outside his heel. It's actually, you know, in the back side of the ankle bone. And his driver will be outside his heel. So he's got plenty of depth. But see, on the way back, that right cheek goes back a little. Now the camera angle isn't perfect, but you get the idea. So the right hip goes back on the way. Now, then what happens is, now watch. See, so you don't see that right hip flying out towards the ball. Now see, what he's doing is he's pushing off this left leg, and so as he straightens it, he's pushing that hip socket. So he straightens that left knee, and that's pushing the left hip back. So as he straightens it, see how he pushes that left hip out of the way, and sure enough, it goes back and bumps into the back wall. So it's in that knee isn't past his foot line, but then he pushes hard, and see that left hip just gets out of the way. So I like the concept of that left hip. You kind of push it in the ground and straighten the leg, and you push it out of the way as opposed to rotating around something. Now, if you're going to rotate it around something, rotate around your right hip socket and not your left. Okay. So now, you know, that's the best way to do it. Now, if right hip, see, it clears out of the way. It goes actually towards the target, so there's plenty of room